Oh, hello to each of you. My name is Dr. Kim Case, My Future NC's Regional Impact Manager, currently serving the Northwest and Western Prosperity Zones. Welcome to My Future NC's bite-sized webinar series. Thank you to IBM for sponsoring these bite-sized webinars. Today's session is North Carolina has one of the nation's best career and college promise programs. During the webinar, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Please note that we don't have a formal Q&A segment during this 20-minute webinar, but our team will reach out if there are any outstanding questions in the chat. One of the data products My Future NC provides is our new 2024 attainment profiles. You can scan the QR code or use the link in the chat to go to our county data and resource page for the latest 2024 profiles. There you will see the county profiles, a two-pager for each of the 100 counties in North Carolina, showing local performance from pre-K through grade 12 and college access to workforce alignment. In addition, for the first time this year, we have developed a set of supplemental profiles in response to community needs. Today, we are focusing on the section Access to Post-Secondary Credits, shown on the front page of the profile. The state's performance is shown here, and you can find your county's or region's performance on their individual profile page. As reported in 2023, 36,251, or 36%, of North Carolina's high school students participated in career and college promise programs, and over 325,000 career and technical education, or CTE, credits were earned. 20% of those credentials have been designated as industry valued. These are credentials that lead directly to higher wage position in fields such as health science, human services, and agricultural, food, and natural resources. Career and college promise programs, often referred to as CCP, are opening career pathways for many students. All right. Joining me now is Sneha Shah Coltrane from the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, who will give us an overview of North Carolina's Career and College Promise Program and its benefits for students. Then we'll hear from Jamie Madron from Brunswick County Schools about how her district is encouraging student participation in career and college promise programs. Welcome, Sneha and Jamie.
Thanks so much for having us, and thanks, Jamie, for showing the school district perspective as well. I want to kind of go back a little bit and talk to you about kind of the foundation of Career and College Promise, because all of these things are very unique to our state, and as a result, really makes a difference in our programming. So in 2011, if you were in public schools before 2011, you saw we had lots of different ways students could access college. However, they weren't in an organized fashion. And so in 2011, this law was passed, which really started Career and College Promise, where the focus is structured opportunities for qualified high school students. And as a result, this taking one course here and there was no longer the goal. The goal was, how do we help students get on a specific pathway for certificate, diplomas, or degrees, which is just super exciting. So this is part of our law. And in this law, we have 3 pathways. If you don't mind going to the next slide, thank you so much. We have 3 pathways where students, eligible students in high school, can access without cost. And so here you'll see you have the college transfer pathway. That's where students can take courses that can be transferred out of the community college if a student is interested in going to a 4-year university. Their English is science, social studies, etc. But the idea is that these students are going to transfer these credits to a UNC institution. And we also have a really good cooperative, a comprehensive articulation agreement, which lays out which courses will automatically transfer. It's one pathway. The other pathway is career and technical education. That pathway allows eligible students in high school to focus on certificates and diplomas that will lead to a career pretty immediately, which is just super exciting. Both of these pathways, the college transfer and the career and technical education pathway, is open to any high school across our state. And as a result, you will find across our state significant enrollment. And we're super excited about those two pathways. The third pathway has to deal with our cooperative innovative high schools. And some of you may have heard of those as early colleges. So the technical term in our legislation are cooperative innovative high schools. And so those are holistic programs that start in the 9th grade for the most part. And the goal is that a student is on a college campus, truly engrossed in that entire atmosphere and that entire college going culture, and progress 9 through 12 and have an option of staying the 13th year, because the goal is that students not only receive their high school diploma, but also an associate's. Super excited about these three pathways. I do want to kind of share with you some of our data that has come out of CCP. So last year, 35% of all high school graduates enrolled in at least one dual enrollment course. And to be honest with you, what we have found is that it's an average of 7 college courses over their high school years, which is just exciting to think about, that more than a third of our high school students are in fact accessing community college or universities in this way. 94% of them earned credit, which means we still have some students who are maybe not being as successful, and we're working on that, but still 94% earn dual credit. And then looking at the last 2 years, it's a 12% increase from the previous year. So we have really gone back and surpassed our pre-pandemic levels, which is really exciting. Based on data from the community college, our high school students perform better in our community college courses than the typical student population. And we, again, our students work so hard, as well as our districts, which you're going to hear from Jamie, and our colleges to support that success. I do want to show you a quick map of our cooperative innovative high schools, or again, you may know them as our early colleges. Currently, we have 134 across our state, which is just super exciting. And so again, these are our schools that are not our traditional high schools, but really a smaller innovative high school that focuses on a holistic approach to college going culture, and where students can access those college courses even earlier than our typical high school students. And now I want to briefly talk about kind of where we see what makes this program so successful. So outside of the hard work of our school districts and our students, there are some infrastructure pieces from the state level that we feel like really supports the success. One, it is legislated and we do get funding. And so as a result, a student who takes a course at a college, that FTE is covered, but so is that FTE at the high school. And as a result, there's no negative financial impact on either institution. Again, the relationships between our school districts and the higher ed institutions are pretty remarkable. And you're going to hear, I'm sure, about that from Jamie. Our partnership agreements that we have that are mandated by state board policy, where they have worked through a lot of the logistical issues for our students. And then the policies around dual credit, eligibility, et cetera. That is very clear and all statewide. And so as a result, that ensures we can students can move and access very clearly. And then we are focused on continuous improvement. And so that again, so all of these pieces really help North Carolina be one of the most successful programs for dual enrollment. And we're so grateful. And now you're going to hear from Jamie, who's going to talk to you more in detail about how it comes alive in a school district.
Well, I'm excited. I've been working in Brunswick County Schools for many years as a teacher and administrator, but I took the Career and College Promise coordinator role about 3 years ago because my heart is where high school is at, and being able to make sure we give those opportunities to students. We in Brunswick County have a great working relationship with our Brunswick Community College. Interesting enough, I'm paid from both, which is nice. So half my salary is paid by Brunswick County Schools and half my salary is paid by Brunswick Community College. I'm a Brunswick County Schools employee, which makes it nice when getting into the schools and really selling and making sure everybody knows anything when it comes to CCP. This year in particular, we have a new superintendent that would love every single senior to take a CCP class at some point or another if it works for them. And when we talk about that, it really falls into we have our college transfer pathway, which I'll say about 80% of our students do the college transfer pathway. When we sit down and talk with them, we ask them what their goals are going to be, and depending on their goals will depend on the pathway that will suit them. So our college transfer pathway, and then we have our CTE, and within our CTE, we have two areas. We have our curriculum side, and then we also have our workforce continuing education. In Brunswick County, we are working on bringing and increasing our CTE enrollment, career technical education, and making sure that we have clear pathways. So this past year, we did a pathway audit at the school system to see if they started in high school, can they continue it at college? And we're still working on cleaning that up and making sure we increase those pathways. One other area that I'm actually pretty passionate about is the workforce continuing education. I haven't been in this position more than 3 years, but I know that that's the newest pathway. And we've been able to add HVAC during the day now, so our students get that opportunity. Nurses aid, we're doing a machine technology, but we're basing off what our community needs are and figuring out how we can get those incorporated into our CCP pathways. So really, when I talk with students, sometimes they think, oh, I can't do a CCP class, but really there is something for every senior out there. I really do believe that. Our cosmetology and our welding, we fill up our CCP classes. They then decide if they want to come back and continue their education. It's getting their foot in the door, seeing these juniors and seniors mostly have the success from that first college class. It could be the college transfer class, a career technical ed, or just the workforce continuing education. That success really does help increase the likelihood that they're going to continue. They're going to finish high school, and then they're going to finish some type of certificate, diploma, or credential that would get them a job in the workplace. One thing about Brunswick County Schools and Brunswick Community College is that we have a very open communication. Our district office and the president and VP, they talk constantly about what can we do to better our community. And within our community, what can we do to better our students? So when it came out that we had to do a partnership agreement, we've had that in Brunswick County. So I kind of, during the whole year that as a group, all the coordinators were working on it, I felt very confident because every year we update ours. Next year, we're continuously doing improvements. We're modifying our transportation. We are lucky and provide transportation to the community college for many of the different programs. Of course, can't do all, but we do as many as we can. My biggest thing is making sure that I never have a parent or student say they didn't know about the program. It's fine if they choose not to take the opportunity, but I want to make sure everybody knows. So I try to go to every open house and curriculum night. So you'll see on my slide, I even added the word dual enrollment because our parents know the word dual enrollment. When I say CCP, sometimes they don't know that. There's so many acronyms now. So I'll be at Open's house and like, let me tell you about our dual enrollment program called Career and College Promise. And so that gets them to come over to my table. Now that we really, we have a great counseling department. So in the high schools, we are a smaller, but not too small when you think of us. We're a very long county, but our counselors work very closely with myself and our career coaches to help get students into those classes. We want there to be as few barriers as possible. If there's a barrier, what can I do to remove it? Today, during one of our new student orientations, I talked about that briefly. And I told them if there's something that comes up, be it transportation, computer, come and ask, because we are a great community and we usually can figure out something to help knock that barrier down. My last thing is just benefits. I can't say how wonderful this program is. I'm proud to be part of North Carolina. I'm proud to be one of the voices that tries to get students excited in it. I wish everybody could have been at my new student orientation today. We in Brunswick County, I asked them to come one time on campus, even if they don't come on campus any other time, because I want them to see how many people are here to help them succeed. But that's just a small glimpse in what we do in Brunswick County. I did on my next slide, I am a math person at heart. I really enjoyed reading the CCP and CIHS annual report that is published every year. I have the last 3 printed out, and I like to see my percentages go up every single year in my students. It also just gives great information and data, some of it that we've already shared. And then I shared, of course, my CCP Brunswick Community College site that just tells you all about how we've taken the state policy and plan and how we've made it ours, and we've stayed within the policy. So the classes that we have and how we can help. I love talking to people across the state. New Hanover, I'll call them every once in a while and say, how are you doing your program? Because it's a much bigger program. Then sometimes at different conferences, I'll talk to smaller schools. There are so many wonderful things going on out there in regards to dual enrollment that if you ever have a great idea, anybody, send it my way, because I'm all about what's best for our students. And I do believe this program is a great opportunity.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Your passion is evident. We're glad that you're an ambassador in the field for CCP, and Sneha for those updates from the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. Career and college promise participation is important to move our students toward educational attainment and workforce readiness. We are so fortunate that North Carolina has one of the best career and college promise programs in our nation and helps ensure that North Carolina students are well prepared for their futures. And also important, not only do individual students benefit from North Carolina's CCP program, we all benefit. As we know, a better prepared workforce means that our state's economy remains competitive both now and into the future. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Please stay tuned by joining our newsletter and reaching out to us anytime to connect. Thank you.